Recently, Milwaukee rap has been going viral, thanks especially to many memes. When you type in Milwaukee rap on YouTube, Milwaukee rap TikTok, and Milwaukee rap meme are some of the first things to come up. Everyone online has been clowning on Milwaukee rap. However, a lot of eyes are on the Milwaukee scene, giving a lot of up-and-coming artists opportunities to shine. So I figured I'd go see for myself firsthand what the Milwaukee rap scene is actually like. Because the recent memes have been providing so much attention for local artists, some people have been blowing up, such as Certified Trapper and A.O. Lee. A lot of people are paying attention to the Milwaukee sound, so I figured I'd ask what the artists themselves thought about these memes. I linked up with a particular collective that I really enjoy called Runalongforever, who is pushing forward the sound of Milwaukee music.
I don't flip that pack, got bars in a big old coat. Shit, I know. I don't step outside, got a mask and I'll where you go. Shit, I don't know. Man, I lost my dome, but I know that we all right and we all try and we on to be on, so be calm tonight and we all that we got, so be down to.
They're funny as fuck. Like it's just, it is what it is. It's funny as fuck.
I saw a TikTok and they were like, do they not have recording studios in Milwaukee? Because everything sounds like we recorded it on our iPhone mic. But I think they recognize, despite the quality, they recognize we got character and we're fun as fuck. Like the music's fun, the dances are fun. And so they know that we got sauce. Nonetheless, if anything, we got sauce, and that's what people are recognizing and picking up on.
I feel like all of the genuine art and the stuff that people really appreciate now, it was mockery at some point. People didn't, even like the craziest artists, like the craziest painters from way back then, people was like trying to come at them. It just takes time for people to open their eyes and realize. So I ain't tripping on the memes.
And shit, I fuck with it. I be making skits and shit, so it's like I just have fun with this shit. I think everybody just be having fun, just being creative. That's what all it is about. What it is about at the end of the day and shit, like being creative with your shit and pushing it out there. Whoever like it, whoever don't. Shit, most of the people fucking with it, I know you is.
I think the outside view of Milwaukee is all memes. I think it's a neutral thing that could either turn into a good thing or a bad thing. Because if it's a meme and it stays as a meme, and then it's just like, oh, Milwaukee music, like they just use it for memes, then it could be a bad thing. But I think if people are looking at it and then like they hear the music and they start fucking with it, I think it could turn into a good thing.
You look up like Milwaukee rap on TikTok, it's got like 400 million views right now, like crazy numbers. So people know it exists, but I don't think people are really diving deep into it right now.
I think people kind of realize like, oh, once you dig a little deeper, like the music is actually fire and people start to fuck with it. And so I think the memes honestly went from being like, oh, Milwaukee sucks, Milwaukee shit, like what the fuck is this? Like, why am I listening to this? Lewis talking about like, do they even have recording studios there? I think it went from that to like, oh, this is crazy. Like, look at all these people like self-producing these songs. Like, fucking Lee dropped like 3 albums in 2 months and just like went crazy. You see it in like Rolling Stone, just like how prevalent it is on TikTok. And I think TikTok really kind of changed just like how accessible it was, because it's so driven by like the dances and shit. Like you got fucking Steve the Stoner's dance, like that shit's crazy. And I think people took like, I think they took the negative connotation that was placed on Milwaukee and flipped it, and now it's like this big positive crazy thing. So I think it's helping.
With all of the attention on Milwaukee, a lot of people like to draw comparisons between different cities, especially Detroit. Neighboring Midwest cities like Detroit and Chicago have huge music scenes with their own distinct sounds and histories. So when a lot of people hear Milwaukee music, they just think it's a ripoff of nearby city sounds. However, that could not be further from the truth.
And I think they, like she said, I think the fact that she said they're cousins is like so applies to like any aspect of Detroit and Milwaukee, whether it's visual, sound, anything.
Detroit niggas know Baby Drew. Detroit niggas know Cuckoo Cow.
Yeah.
Detroit niggas know Looney Baby. Detroit niggas know Bankhead. Detroit niggas know Milwaukee. So in terms of like us being known and them being known, yeah, they got fucking Motown. You go know about Detroit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But in terms of like our sounds being similar, you're hearing Midwest blackness.
From somebody who has no idea, you know, and isn't knowledgeable about the history at all, they're gonna think like when they find out, you know, something with the same rhythm, same look on it, they're just gonna draw an instinct.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they saw that and went with that. Well, no, we've actually been here the whole time.
So what a lot of people who aren't from Milwaukee don't realize is that Milwaukee has had its own signature style for over a decade. It just hasn't received attention like it is now.
Niggas that hear the beat, be like, oh, I know that's a Milwaukee beat. Just so we like he was saying, we got Milwaukee type beats now, all that shit. That's crazy. Like we ain't had that in a minute.
The new scene now, the sound that's out right now, it was pushed by Munch Lauren, Bankhead, and a list of other folks. And you can hear it in the beats, the clap, that clap that drives every single beat. Go back 7, 8, 9, 10 years, Munch was doing that, Bank was doing that. And I feel like that just translated, and the kids that were listening back then grew up with that, and it translated into what's going on now.
Goddamn, go and get some money. Why you buying Carters if you broke and still bummy? My niggas love beef, on the east is real yummy. You better rob your mommy way before you steal from me.
Hey, that's banging. Those claps, that undertone, slick 808, that's banging.
Twang Entertainment she just showed me was literally like 2009, and it sounded like it.
Yeah, so Bangin was influential because he connected the times in terms of like Bangin started 12 years ago, and then we know about it today. And he not alive now, so that's why that's his legacy, right? Because it was a time where like it was a gap in history of like it's a gap in terms of who bangs.
Yeah.
Like, and it's either
New generations.
Yeah. But it's a gap of people who even know about banging in Milwaukee because it was literally like silence, if you will. But that's just because the people who were banging weren't on that.
This sound has been around for such a long time, but just recently it's been going viral with the help of TikTok and other social media platforms. Some notable people who helped create and popularize this sound include Twang Entertainment, GIB, Munch Lauren, Mook G, Bankhead, Chop It Up Boys, and many more. But the bangin' slap rap music isn't just a style of music. It's also a dance that you'll probably see a lot of people doing accompanied with the music.
So bangin' is a dance originated in Milwaukee, and it's similar, or it has roots of like break dancing and African dancing, but it's very much so just self-expressive of like music. Bangin' not necessarily like fast footwork, it's more so your whole body than just your feet.
And think about that in relation to how people dance now in the more like how dancing is such a big element of the hip hop scene, music that comes out of here. The dance is right there with it.
Yep. So in terms of that, so Rainiti caught flame because at the same time, Bangin' caught flame in the city, and he made the most professional banging songs.
So you might be wondering, if Milwaukee has its own unique sound and culture, why hasn't it gotten as much attention as nearby cities? Well, record labels and other important people in the industry haven't historically given Milwaukee artists opportunities like they would in bigger cities. For a long time, the biggest artist to come from Milwaukee was Cuckoo Cal with his hit single My Projects. And before the internet, those investments from labels were crucial to make it in the music industry. It was, and still somewhat is, extremely hard for artists to break through Milwaukee because it wasn't a hotspot like other cities.
The city has held their nuts on the local talent in Milwaukee, specifically on the rappers.
Certain venues don't like hip hop shows. They don't like rappers. They only want to book the band, even in the city. And all of this is gonna, prove more and more to those people that they're fucking wrong about that. But yeah, the band, all the obstacles and the hoops that she said we have to jump through as someone who's not in a band, the bands don't have to jump through.
You know what I'm saying? Summerfest got the biggest stage in the world. Name how many Milwaukee artists been on Summerfest stage.
Right, it's gatekept.
No record label or something is like coming in and being like, okay, who in Milwaukee is talented? Let's scoop them up and like help them grow. And I think everyone kind of collectively realized that, and we were like, okay, we kind of have to unite and let's like all try to put each other on, like regardless of what someone's doing. Like if someone's throwing a show, like everyone that makes music is like reposting that shit, and it's become like this big community. And so like part of what we try to do with the run along was like, how can we put on as many people as possible, even if it's just like a one-off music video or like someone comes and performs at a show. I think the idea was to just kind of like bring together a music scene that hadn't really been like a scene in terms of like people fucking with each other, and kind of see what happens. And it's been going crazy. So
However, recently, a lot of artists have been paving the way for Milwaukee rappers, utilizing the internet to help bring attention to the scene. One artist who has been at the forefront of this bangin', slap, rap, clap heavy sound is Certified Trapper. He's been blowing up lately, collaborating with people like Babytron and putting Milwaukee as a city on the map in terms of the music scene. One person who actually helped Certified blow up and aided in popularizing Milwaukee is the YouTuber Tommy G. Certified was in his video Day in the Life of a Gangster Rapper, which is sitting at over 2 million views on YouTube. A.O. Lee is another rapper from the city who's recently been blowing up, and tons of underground artists are already tapped in with him.
Hey, spenders, love me. Bitch, every time I hit the road, you know I crack G. In love with my spenders, I'll do anything to catch this. Your 5 gotta do their job if they wanna catch me.
There's also a bunch of other Milwaukee rappers helping put the city on the map, like DC the Don, Chicken P, Ishtar, Lakia, Steve the Stoner, Guapo Chapo, Looney Baby, and plenty more. And a lot of artists are realizing that with all of the eyes on the city thanks to these artists, they can capitalize on the attention.
It takes a lot for people to kind of start tapping in. Like, even you think about Chicago, like, until Chief Keef kind of like started going crazy, like, I'm sure there's people before that, but it's like, you got to have someone that kind of starts to like generate that interest, and then like talented people to like build off it. Like, that's how you build the scene. So
it's just starting now to get like global attention. So I think it'll just pick up, spread. And I think it'll make it easier. Like, you don't have to make Milwaukee music to be popping in Milwaukee, but I think they're paving the way for a spotlight. And once that light is here, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Somebody's gonna pay attention. Kind of like Atlanta. You don't have to be a rapper to be making music in Atlanta and pop off. But everybody knows Atlanta's a hot spot, so people are looking, you know? Kind of like that.
I see it kind of being like Detroit and like Chicago, how we have like those cities have their certain sound, like New York, the drill, Florida, like the Kodak sound. I think we'll have our like own certain sound that's gonna like define us.
But despite the bangin' slap rap to be the primary sound to come out of Milwaukee, like any other city, Milwaukee has a ton of diverse and talented producers, rappers, and artists that are making amazing music. And that's one thing that Run Along Forever proudly represents, is the crazy amount of diversity within the city.
Because Milwaukee is the most segregated city in the country, and it shows in the music scene as well. Because like that's what she was saying at the beginning, there's all these different like genres of rappers, like you were asking.
It's super diverse. Like, this is all of us, like we all cool with each other, but we all in our, like, we in the same, bro, we all running like in the same race, but we like in a different lane. But it's like, it's so deep, bro. Everybody doing something different, but we coming together. So it's like, I feel like it's super diverse, bro. It's some R&B artists, pop artists, rappers, and they'll be all at the same venue, or like they all know each other. They hear about what's going on. Nobody's too high and mighty to repost someone's show. Everybody knows what's going on all the time, and I feel like that's super cool, bro. Cause in a lot of cities, people be beefing for no reason, just cause they on different sides of the spectrum. So it's like, I appreciate that about us. Like, we all come together, bro. This show tonight, like, we got a show tonight, and it's just different.
What the scene is actually like is a bunch of diverse, cold-ass rappers who have their own sound that make very different music than anything that's coming out right now. And you can see them, they're standing all around. You just gotta look for them.
It's, again, everyone's already said it, but it's so diverse. Like, people have talked about the rap, the indie, the rock scene, but like even within the hip hop scene, there's so much different stuff going on. Like, just the people in this room, like genre-wise, it's so all over the place. And then even other people that I've met, like in the past, I don't know, 6 months, you got people like Clayton and Dwayne. There's people doing crazy R&B, like indie hip hop fusion. It's crazy, crazy diverse, which is why I'm up here so much, because I get to work with so many different people, and like I can make any type of beat, and there's somebody in this city that's going to use it.
Run Along, we have, I mean, each artist has their own unique sound, and it's really, really good. I think that's really, really unique, and it's really fun to be a part of that, because I just see every artist grow consistently, and I think they have the potential to do a lot of really big things.
Take a breath, breathe in, the grass in my lungs, just count to 10. I know it gets old, the cigarettes, the glass in my eye, the cuts, the skin, the blood on your lips, the taste, begin, the black dress you wore, my favorite, the high is too strong, the lows, the ends, who cares if we're
and this is like something that I've been noticing like lately, is it feels a lot more, as far as what I've seen, like the people and the niggas I fuck with, it's way more welcoming than other cities. Like a lot of other cities beef with each other, they don't really get along. A lot of people, because we're here and no one knows about us, I think people are starting to realize like if we don't click up, shit's not gonna pop off. So I guess I like how welcoming it is. Like you can go to a show and see me or see any other artist or anybody else in Run Along, and it just feels like way more like a team effort than any other city. Like not really any, as far as what we're doing, there's not really like beefs that are like highlighted. It's just more of unity.
This is a music video.
Inside a music video. Everybody fucking with each other. Ain't nobody really stepping on each other's toes and shit. You know, everybody really working together over here and shit. Ain't nobody really on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I get to be myself with this shit. Like, that's just like, that's all I do is just be me. And they accept it in the gym.
What's the word? I can't think of the word, but they all like, we're all close. I don't even know half the people I be talking to. I meet these shows, but they're like, dude, you're really fire, or dude, you're like, just like you have a good personality type shit. And I'm like, shit, I guess. And then they be like trying to like, I don't know, just very welcoming. It was like a home, kind of like a family.
I would call it an unbeatable, invincible brotherhood of extremely intelligent creatives who can consistently show the ability to excel within their craft. That's Run Along. Those motherfuckers cold. Shout out Run Along.
After all of the research I've done, talks with artists, and visiting events, I honestly believe that both Run Along Forever as a collective and the entirety of the Milwaukee music scene have a very bright future in the upcoming years, and I'm not the only person that feels this way.
5 years, I mean, whether it's us or someone else, there's probably going to be at least 3 to 5 top 100 artists from this city consistently. Just based on how much interest there is in a lot of the talent in this city and kind of the hunger in general. There's a big hunger in this city for like a unified music scene. So I think a lot of companies are like trying and capitalize on that. There's going to be a lot more talent coming out of this city and a lot more attention. So I think 5 years it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to look like, but at least there's going to be at least 3 to 5 artists that are going to be popping, that are consistently making really popular music. And people will be paying attention. So, yeah.
The next 5 years, everybody in here is going to be up. This video is going to be out, and they're going to look at it, and they're going to be like, whoa, they said this. And everybody's going to be doing well. I'm going to say it now, we're all going to still be close. We're all going to be doing well. We're probably going to be on tour. And 5 years from now, we're going to be on tour. And we're going to be touring. We're going to be touring the nation.
When it's right, when it's new, yeah. I'm alright when it's you. I'm alright when I'm through. Kawasaki on 95, going 85, got shoes. Yeah, know it's life when I lose. Yeah, I just night when it look. Know this life in the bloom. Caught lacking by my fears. Yeah, babes bathing in my tears. Jail bask in the field.